Too funny.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Legends and statements and stars. Legends and statements and stars. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Lord, good Lord, here we are. The children are in the house. Hello and welcome back. Giving you a little late night special plate. Okay. Did you all enjoy the footage? I hope you did. And let me tell you, it really just does not capture really how insane that trip was as far as the cruise is concerned. It was incredible. You know, it's pretty much all I can say. It was pretty good. You know, everybody kept saying, really, you're working for free, girl. We thought you was working here. The footage that you saw of me, most of that was coming from different passengers. And really, some of the footage came in just a wee bit too late. I'm like, damn, I wish I could have, but I posted it on my story. But, girls were getting footage. And here's the thing about it. It was a good time. Like, I hope I run into these girls again. But, I'm like, I'm going to go ahead on and apply. What do I really have to lose? I'm sitting here. These bitches, they don't know. They don't know, Susan. Just shut up while I'm speaking. You need to know when to shut up. Diane always running off at the motherfucking mouth. We wouldn't be here right now. If Diane would have understood instructions when I said, right now we're repeating off of what you thought. You would have to think if you could hear. See how that goes? See how that just went around in a Ferris wheel, brought you right back to the start as I promised? But along the way, you got to see the sights. You got to be able to enjoy all of, when I say all the rides, I'm saying not just the ones that take you. Okay, hold on. Let me send this sweet man his, because bitch, this time I'm like, no, sweetheart, money is extremely tight, so you're not about to play with me. Sometimes I be like, girl, I don't be having the headache to pull out the scale, but it was worth me pulling out the scale this time. I'm like, nigga, you want some other shit. You want some other type of, this what you doing? I was like, no, this is not what we agreed to, and you're not gonna get that payment, so what are we gonna do? You gonna get a payment, but not the payment what you asked for when you know your ass is about 4 grams too short. What are we talking about? So girl, I was like not happy about it. Okay, did you just, let me see, how did he do it? Okay, let me see. Perfect. Okay, let me get this sent off. You would think as much as I use this shit, I know how. Okay. Okay. Sent. Yeah. After things were satisfactory, I'm not about to play. Listen, we're not doing that. So let's just stop playing around. Damn, you get tired of bitches playing. Like who? So the cruise was incredible. the twins, the sisters, as well as my Asian island Pacifica, the queen. It was just, I have so many memories, I don't even know where to begin. Right next door, uh, my cabin roommate, I don't know what you want to call that, next door. I was out on the balcony chilling, had my music going. Of course, we had some Selena. And so he was like, "Oh, you got Selena going?" I was like, you already know. Shout out to Pete and his wife. They were incredible. Anyway, the reason why it stood out to them is I'm not sure. Are they in Houston? In any case, he was like, Texas is Selena. That's Selenaville. So everybody, of course, we know Selena. I'm like, okay. So long as you know, girl, So it's a party, girl. Baila esta cumbia. Like, let's do this. And anyway, when he saw me, he's like, oh, that's Selena. Girl, I'll take that any day of the week. Sweetheart, y'all see her all up in the mix? Time of my life. I danced as much as I could. As much as I could. Even the people who work with Virgin, they was like, Miss Thing, you need to get a job here because, girl, you dance better than the girls who work here. That's what they told me. And they meant it. And they was giving it up. They was like, oh my God. The footage just doesn't do it justice, baby. It was a time. Let me see. What's up, legends? Oh, you want to see the watch? Hold on. Hold on. Let me angle it. Can you see? There we go. I got what you call it? Scooby. Not Scooby. Who is this one? Snoopy. I'm like, Scooby, that don't sound right. I'm like, somehow I feel I'm in the right neighborhood, but that still feels wrong. Scooby. Bitches giving Scooby snacks. This one is not that. He don't do that. Scooby is too pick me. Love you down, girl. We love you down. We're not doing that tonight. We're not doing it. So we're not going to do that. But the thing is, girl, Scooby's giving more like, oh, give me a Scooby snack. Snoopy is not going to play with you. Why? Because she's going to say, oh, I'm hungry. Here's what we're going to do. I'm coming directly to the fridge, baby. I'm not going to play with you for too long. Boom. I'm not doing that. Whereas Scooby is more like, what does he want to do? What does Shaggy want to do? If Shaggy wants to go, we can go. I mean, he's loyal, which I'm not mad at that either. So, but let's be clear. Between the two, this girl is not giving you, she's giving you more like, she's really giving you more cat energy. In the sense of, I'll arrive when I arrive. If, because I may not even come to your event. That's the part. You was making it out. Now, you up here bitching to your girlfriends about how she didn't come to my event. She thinks she's too good. First of all, I told you from the beginning when you told me the location, I said, oh, that's the hood. So right away, that slashed your chances by 50%. Not going here because, bitch, I remember this place from before. Didn't you come here before and told me how they took your tires off and shot up your car? Now you want to have an event here? I don't understand the logic, but it's your event. It's your money. Now, I didn't say I wasn't coming, but I told you right then. Oh, once I knew what it was, I took her. Coming to this motherfucking bullshit. But, now, I would have probably came had she would have just had a regular cute-ass barbecue right in her backyard. Bitches always want to do too much. Did you have to do that? It would have been cuter if you would have just had the party at your house. Rather than to have it at a place where everybody got to be like, now when the DJ is going off, we'll know. We got to all be like, it's giving light as a board, stiff as a feather, bitch. Like, it's giving some bullshit. So I'm like, You said, did we share? Did it get lodging? I never. Hold on. Did we share? With this person, the family that I'm talking about? No. What it is the balcony, you can kind of like lean over and be talking to each other. So that's what we was doing. And it was funny because we had a few different conversations, and it was just really kind. But I hadn't actually seen the wife because she was sitting in her hammock. Her hammock was opposite me, like, so she was up against the wall. He was sitting in the chair, so I could see him. But we were all three talking, and but it was just funny because I didn't know what she looked like until I think the last day when we was in Bimini. But like I said, the camera footage, we had so much fun. The footage just don't do it justice. I was, by everybody who encountered me, they treated me so kind. Took time out to tell me that, oh, you need to follow your dreams. Like, I can't tell you the amount of conversations I had with strangers who came to me when they saw me and they had a moment to say something to me, would go out of their way to say, you need to pursue this. I don't know what you do. I mean, in so many ways, so much love. And I'm like, wow. And I kept looking. I remember at nights, I would be looking at the stars like, is this why you brought me on this, talking to God? Like, is this why you brought me on this cruise? Like, what's the point? I mean, not what's the point, that came out wrong. Like, what is the reason? Why? It's like, and then what? For me to want to go after this all of a sudden, and then, but I'm like, okay, it ain't for me to say how it's supposed to work. But maybe I was just supposed to, like, still just apply it. And not maybe, I already did it. But it was so many people. I'm like, is this really supposed to be the thing? Because when I came on the trip, my whole mindset was, I want to have a good time. I want to just be free. And I want to dance. And I want to dance with my mom. I want to dance with the angels. I want to dance with God. I want to dance and just, it's giving Whitney. I want to dance with somebody like, and then there's that one piece of footage. Y'all, it's, first of all, I don't know. It's so frustrating. I'm like, okay, now when I was editing this footage, it was crystal clear. Then when it goes on YouTube, it's giving me what? I'm like, I don't know if, is it just because the shit just uploaded? I don't know. But the point is, that piece of footage was already blurry even when it was clear in the editor. So by the time it got to YouTube and y'all saw it, I'm like, they probably can't even distinguish what's going on. But what it is I guess they was having lunch. Some people that I actually met later, the twins who I met later, that, what a lovely family. But the point is, and then that footage where y'all saw me, the picture like at the back of the boat, that was a Colombian dude, real cute, straight dude. I met a lot of all kinds of people, gay, straight, young, old. It was just, like I always have said, and the girls just don't want to believe. Girl, the girls love it. Now, how I make that into something, I don't know. That's the part where, if I could figure that out, especially if I could figure it out, and if I could figure it out, but I'm like, I'm further along in life now. I'm not in my 20s, I'm not a teenager. You get what I'm saying? So it's not like I have the energy, oh, TikTok, all these millions of different things. And some girls can do that. I'm not one of them. I know what the things I can do, and I know the things but I can't. So to me, it would seem like that would clear up a lot of time, since I'm not wasting time trying to be a role that I know I'm not. It's really not a matter of me not knowing or me not wanting to do. It's a matter of, I'm a very unique, delicate type of entity. And everyone cannot handle me up close. Some girls think they can, then they get around me, don't know how to judge and don't know how to be. But one thing about me is I'm going to always be me 24/7 consistently. Now that is going to translate into the girls. That's why they kept saying to me, I was saying, okay, when I be explaining, oh, God, people think, however they want to think. When I'm saying God and God is the one who did it, But I'm telling you, when I'm on this vacation and people telling me, how are you dancing for this long? Where is this energy coming from? Where are the batteries hidden? Okay? It's like you in your own world. It's what I be trying to explain to people all the time. And it's almost like, unless you experience it perhaps, I don't know. Because in my words, I feel like, is it really coming across? Because maybe I'm just sounding crazy. Maybe. And okay, cool. Is that the best of these girls got? I'm crazy. That's apparent. That is very clearly not the case. You got to try again. It's giving the lucky 8. But you're not so lucky because it's saying for you to try again. And again and again. Okay. That'll work. That'll do. Baby, let me tell you something. The girls were calling me. The thing of it is I've always been a slender dude, but I still know how to move for what I have, and that's fine. I don't have to be bigger. I don't need to be nothing but what I am, and I can do it just like this. You get what I'm saying? Like, we had so much fucking fun. Oh, that's what I was trying to explain. So the footage. So with the lady, right? Well, you probably can't even see if she was a lady because it was so grainy. But there was, I think she was an island lady, black lady. And with the camera probably is not showing, like, because the detail is not all the way there for whatever the reason why, how it went. I was dancing first. Well, I was first dancing above. And the people from the pool, okay. I was dancing from above. The people at the pool were screaming for me, come down. It was the sisters who got it started. Well, the white people joined in too, but I feel like the sisters got it started. It's like, girl, come down, Miss Thing, come on down. You need to bring the party down. You've been dancing for hours. Like, they was just telling me, I'm like, okay, y'all really want me to come down? They was like, everybody screaming, yes. So I said, okay, I'm coming. But I gotta go first to my room to put my trunks on. So I go down to the room. I'm changing. My homie, he's off doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? He was doing his own thing. Okay. So I'm changing. I arrive back to the epicenter. I arrive on the scene. The girls erupt. It's like, yes, bitch. Like, I'm back on the scene. And girl, I was back on the scene. So look. I get in the pool. I'm dancing. I'm doing my thing. Next thing I know, people want lessons and stuff. You can see in the footage. When you see me with those two white folks, them two white older folks, the footage not showing the whole storyline. But what happened was, first it started with the sister. And she said, you got to give me a lesson. Show me, can you teach me one basic thing that I can do that I could do and move, something I can do. I said, sure, I can show you a cute little one too. But with her, we actually added, it was, I don't know what you call it, because I don't know it in that way. I'm like a trained by eye, ear, whatever you want to say it. But, so we did like a cute little 3 count. I don't know what you want to call it, but we did it, and she was able to keep the motion. It was side, front, back, wave with it, wave with it, wave with it, wave with it. And she was able to, but of course, you don't have that footage, but that did happen. So, of course, once she got it, they was like, girl, you are up here teaching the girls. I'm like, let's be clear, that was a very basic, simple thing. It wasn't no big thing. But I mean, I guess when you talking about, older white people who don't dance like that, and they're able, and she actually was putting some flavor on it. Because now her husband did struggle. Now that's the part where you kind of saw it, but the part where y'all saw it, they started recording, I guess they started recording once they saw okay, when we first started, you see in the footage, she's standing with him in the lesson. But that's a whole different sequence. That's a totally different scene from when I first gave her the lesson. I may have ended up dancing with that lady first that you saw in that footage and then came back to that location, and then that's when I gave him the lesson. You see what I'm saying? It was like there was a gap in between. But what happened was he was not getting it. Even, as simple as it was, he was really showing me like, oh, this is the type of white person they be talking about. Now, don't get me wrong. Because some white girls, of course, there's plenty of white girls that can dance, but there are the ones that we've heard about. And she was one of them, her husband. And it was okay, though, because he was a good sport about it, but he really was just not getting it. I'm like, sir, I'm literally just taking 1 foot in the beginning and 1 foot in the back. I'm like, but you know what? This is an older white man. He really just don't know how to dance. That's okay. So, and I was like, you know what? At first, I'm like, should I push? Should I continue the lesson and continue? Because he was starting to get nervous because now everybody's looking at him like, okay, you gonna get it or what? And he was getting a little nervous, like, I just can't dance. He was kind of giving up with it. And I wanted to press him, but then I'm like, ugh, I don't like putting too much pressure on people Because if he's not comfortable, then we really should let him off the hook. If he's like embarrassed now, or it's something real, like it's something where he's really like, ooh, then it's like, I don't want to press it. But if it's that thing where he wants to give it up only because he thinks he's taking too much of my time, and so, but he really does kind of want to get, so what it was is, when he was trying to give up, next thing you know, everybody started to encourage him. I don't get emotional about it, but I'm thinking back on it, and that camera caught the tail end of that moment. Because what they didn't catch the sequence, that's probably why they started recording it, is because it was so inspirational, the moment itself. Here you have this gay, flamboyant, kind of expressing dancer dude in his Speedo next to kind of like this conservative older white dude who's totally coming out of his own comfort zone, it's like, to be there would be to understand that moment better, but it was like, it was just humans. It's like we understood what we were, but it was about, like, people felt safe. They were comfortable. We were getting along. Everybody was like, and the feather, it just kept growing and growing and growing. But hold on. So everyone was encouraging him. You got this. You got this. I mean, from Latino, Asian, Black, everybody, white. It was just, everybody was, you can do it. You can do it. Like, you just, that would have been something, especially to get it clearly, like, not, but it's okay. We got what we got. But the point is, so finally, he got the little move. And you can see he was so happy he got it. And then everybody was clapping for him, including me. You know what I'm saying? And screaming for him like, you got it, you got it, you got it. And I don't know. It was a good moment. Baby, first of all, I'm seeing so many legends in here. I'm seeing Eugene and Jared, Mother Tay. This beauty queen. Miss Leon, girl, look at her. Just all these stunning, Mother Bianca. It's just one legend after the next, after the next, after the next. But okay. It was just so much love. Oh, but here's one thing that happened. So there's so many sequences, so many beautiful sisters. One sister, it was her birthday that day. She came in like this gorgeous two-piece emeralds, like the straps were emeralds, and the straps on the bikini line were emerald. Like the straps were made of like chunky. It was just and it fit her well. Her hair, she had like this, how should I say? What do you call that? A blowout? Like an afro blowout? Her and her girlfriend. And what I loved about them is they have been best friends so close for, I don't know, they had a funny story how their parents were best friends and this happened and that happened. But it was just, I witnessed so much kindness towards myself, towards each other. Like, I enjoyed just seeing the friends that were there, enjoying each other. And I was like, wow, maybe I could make this my job. Because it was cool to see that. If you're telling me I can come and perform and make people happy and get to see, like, people have a good time like that, because it does something for you too, for sure. Because people would definitely have, that's what I was going to say. There was this one sister, we was like getting it. But at this point, now mind you, we get in the house rocking. We've been dancing for hours now. Okay. Well, what happened on this one time, I went down, but the way how I went down, the water, when you're dancing on water, you have to kind of like make sure it's enough. It's like, I'm trying to say this the right way, that when you step down in a way, this is going to sound crazy to say, but to where there's no water under your feet. I know that sounds crazy to say. But if you step the wrong way, water will still be under your feet and you'll be moving when you don't mean to move. So I knew that I had done that. So I said, okay, it's no big deal because I knew where I was. And I figure, ooh, you know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna take this into a legendary Shawam. Let me describe it. If my hand right here is the edge into the pool, this was my idea. I was right there on the edge. I said, okay, I'm moving, and I know I'm by the edge. Let's Shawam into the edge, and then you see how I'm going like this? Circle back up, Shawam back up. That would have been sickening. Had there would not have been a girl behind me. I didn't know that lady was behind me. Girl, I call myself Shawam, and I Shawam right on top of this girl. I said, oh, is she okay? She was fine. But, it was definitely, to me. Well, really, I would say to her, too, a funny moment. When we got to Bimini, I saw her mother, she was like, oh my God, are you the one? You did a backflip on my daughter? I was like, oh, are you her mother? Because I knew, right when she said that. She said it wrong, but it don't matter. I knew what she was talking about. So when she said that, I was like, oh, that was your daughter? But her daughter could really dance. Because after that, we was dancing together. I mean, it was just a good time. And it came from all backgrounds, baby. Good time. So I'm like, let me come on board. Let me craft my little show. And let's really crank this thing up. We could. And look, when we went to Cozumel, even before we got to the hotel where we were going to be going through for our excursion, as we're walking up, I was doing, because you know me. And if nothing else, I'm consistent. Okay? And so far as who I am and how I present, darling. If you've met me, my friend. Okay, so we're walking up. And as we're walking up, Roja, or maybe that was too hard on that G, but definitely his name was Roger. And Roger, girl, we're not gonna play around with that. We're not doing that. That's fine. So he was like, oh, professional dancer. Oh, what are you? Are you a professional dancer? And of course, the homie chimed in. He was like, uh-huh. He goes, oh my God. They just started going on a thing. Because actually, he went to the ATM. He was trying to get some money out. But every ATM was like giving too much. So he was like, okay, girl. So while he was doing that, in the beginning, Roger and that other guy, forget his name, they was like, oh, professional dancer. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. But I said, if I'm a professional dancer, when am I going to get a performance? Because I need to come here and I need to come in this bitch and perform. So he was telling me a few things. It was a lot going on. But at some point, actually, you saw me walking with the guy in the footage. That guy you see me walking with, we was having a conversation. We was talking about, okay, so how would it be? He was like, okay, you come to perform, I can be your DJ. Now, what I thought my friend had the footage on, and it's okay, because I'm like, at this point, I just want to get whatever footage we got, and because I don't want too much time to go by. So we're going to use what we got. While I have the energy and the momentum to get it done, let's do that. But the point is, there was a moment there, too. Because he says, okay, he gets on the microphone. He goes, and I'm paraphrasing it. I'm paraphrasing a lot of this, but suffice it to say, this is how it went. So he's on the microphone, he goes, ladies and gentlemen, we have with us today professional dancer Q, all this other stuff. He said it his own way, but that is what he said. Believe me, that is what he said. So I'm out there poolside doing my thing. And of course, the girls weren't expecting a performance. They were just out there leisurely, just enjoying. Well, I end up doing what it is that I do, just casually floating and flittering around as I tend to do. And You know, before we knew it, the whole staff was coming out. Girls were coming around the corner to see what was going on. It was definitely giving me a Selena moment. And I was here for it all. I felt like, am I crazy or was Selena here? Maybe not this exact hotel, but it does feel she was nearby. Because I'm like, somehow in my head, this is giving me a moment. Sweetheart. Jeez Louise. So, you said, why did that make me think of Wizard of Oz? You backflipped on some. Ah! A lot. But, yeah, so, you know, it was definitely a good trip. There was something that I saw. The lady, she was what, 101 years old? I'm saying, oh my God. Bitch, somebody in this group, girl, I'm not looking to be 101, but somebody is gonna make it to 101. Cause this bitch didn't know when she was in her 20s, 30s. How could you know that? But it's crazy because a lot of girls be thinking, oh, I'm gonna be 100 and I'm like, okay. That could be okay. How was the hammock? The hammock was incredible. Incredible. I'm saying 101. I'm not mad at it though. I'm not mad at it. I saw something else where it was a couple that was living who was been married. God only knows how long. They were in, one was, I don't know what, 104, maybe one was 100. But their oldest daughter is 75. And it's like all their kids is living. I'm like, oh, that's unique. Cool. That's a great thing. But you know, it's probably going to be one of them things where first the dad going to die, then the mom's going to die right behind that. Then the eldest daughter going to die behind that. It's like y'all went all this time and then it'll be something like that. You know what I'm saying? Something crazy. I'm not even going to say it's crazy. And really, on a level, that could just be a blessing. Like for the parents, they got to live long and they got to live long and not see any of their kids pass. For the parent, that would be a blessing. Like I got to see my child well into life. Like they grew up, they had kids, their kids had kids, like everything was okay. And then we can go peacefully, God willing. You wanna, like, especially you get that old, you wanna just, I mean, and I imagine on that moment when it's like the angels swoop in, it's probably like, wow, this is like, for that person who's getting that life into that transition, you came in this way and now you had this long life and you leaving out, they're probably thinking, you know what? Wow. Like, who would have really thought life really would have went this good? This is exactly what I signed up for when I came here. Like, at that last minute is when they're going to remember. Like, wow. What did y'all do on the islands? So in Bimini, what you saw is what we did. That's the last day. They bring us to, what do they call that? A country club? I forget what they call it, but it's like an exclusive thing that only people who were on that ship could do or come near. The sand was incredible. The water was incredible. I mean, it was so clear. The food was incredible. Really, the food was good on the boat too, but it was a little too fancy for me. Mainly, I ate cheeseburger and fries. Because I wanted to be adventurous, but then after I ate a little bit of octopus, I said, you know, for me, that's a major step forward. Maybe I don't know that I have to keep going if I want to enjoy what I'm eating. Were you sore from all that dancing? I sure wasn't. Well, no, that's not true. I wasn't during the cruise. Once the cruise was over and I had time to like sit and like not be dancing, then I started to be like, But it was like the hair of the dog. More like you know what? I still have to dance. And then when I started dancing, I felt better, even though I was achy before. It's a very funny thing, but that's how it goes for me. I saw the octopus dish that looked very fancy. Yeah, that's too fancy for me. That octopus too. I mean, but people enjoy it, so I'm not mad at that. I feel like, bro, I'm trying not to sneeze. Before I came on camera, I had gone through a sneezing fit, and I thought I was done. And I don't even want to like breathe in too much because I don't want to like irritate my nose. Because oh god, I feel like I did it anyway. Allah help me. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying not to start sneezing. Lord, one day I'll like be able to afford Claritin. Oh God. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just if I start, it's gonna be hard for me to stop. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just really. I know it looks silly, but I'm just trying to like get around that first sneeze, which is trying so hard to like. Allah. Ooh. Okay. It was such a good time. And I'll be out there on the balcony at night, looking out into the ocean. Do people get seasick from small boats, big boats, any boat? Like, I'm like, honey, I'm the Prince of Tide, so there's not going to be seasickness for me. But, because I was looking out into the ocean and and I thought, look at these, so peaceful. Majestic and calm. I motherfucking loved it. The staff was so kind to me. Oh, were you the one out there dancing? We heard about you, we saw you. So if you heard about me, that means they knew me before I got in the door. We was leaving out to Cosmo or something. It was this one Asian lady. She was like, I love your dancing. Who worked with them. I was like, thank you so much. I'm gonna work with y'all. If it be God's will, that would be probably, of any job I've ever worked, I would imagine that to be the coolest. And I would look at it more as a career. Come in there and just really sashay, swirl all the way down into this bitch bottom. Like, I will go all the way through the bottom of this ship, girl, and show you what Titanic size talent is looking like, girl. Because I was really hole into the bottom of this ship. Not, and girl, I can patch you back up, so don't worry. Like, mostly small boats. Well, let me tell you, we went on this one trip. Let me tell you how these bitches got over on my friend, but he didn't want to complain, so I'm like, well, if you're not going to complain about it, then I guess the vacation is continuing on. But in my mind, I would have definitely complained because the thing definitely did say that we were supposed to go on a clear bottom boat where we could see the ocean from the boat. And guess what? How I know that boat exists is because a totally different person, a sister who I met later on that same night, was like, oh, let me show you what my girlfriends and I did on our excursion. When she showed me her boat, the entire boat was clear. Not even just the bottom, the entire boat was clear. And so the boat exists, we just didn't get it. So the thing said that we was getting a gourmet lunch. He was like, oh, I forget what it was we were saying. Because I thought it said, what is it? Chorizo? What's the chicken? What's the beef? He thought it was going to be beef. I thought it was going to be something chicken. And I don't know why I thought chicken. I guess I was just thinking that maybe it was chicken. But he was like, Oh, I think it's gonna be ceviche. Now, when we got onto the boat, and I saw right from the beginning, I'm like, first of all, no, bump the boat. Let's rewind. When the people picked us up from LCB El Melo, the hotel, bitch, that van was giving very Taken. It was giving very Liam Neeson in Mexico, bitch, because the doors didn't have no handles and stuff. He thought that the seatbelt was a fake one. And I'm like, what you mean? He told me, oh, because there are seatbelts where the girls get locked inside. I'm like, the fuck? I never heard of that. But it don't surprise me that that would be a thing. You know, if it's a human trafficker coming with a van like this. And I'm like, But I'm like, okay, maybe that's just, you know how you see some of these videos and the cars do be looking beat up. When you get to certain other places and the cabs be coming around, them cabs don't be looking standard or code, in my opinion. And it's not shade, it's just in my mind, but they get you to where you trying to go. I've seen that in the movies, I've seen that in documentaries, so I thought maybe this is what this is. Because if we was in the States, bitch, I would not get in this car. If this was supposed to be an Uber, bitch, I would pay this. Like, girl, this is, you know damn well. Can't be no Uber with no handles to let the passenger inside the vehicle. That's violation. That's, no. In America, that would be flagged. Somebody will report you, bitch. You pull up in their house with no fucking handles to a door. You know, the car looking out. But the point is, we got inside. Okay. But right from then, and then the lady, this bitch, when we got there, this hoe was looking like a whole fake ass Cruella de Vil, but maybe not even. Like, who is this? Because she was like, I didn't know who. I thought this lady was going to be on the other end of this phone call because he kept trying to reach her like, oh, our tour guide. I'm like, who is this lady? But when we finally got there, she was like, she had said something where I felt like, bitch, you running this scam. Because she was like, oh, da-da-da. Yeah, you just pay with card, and it's gonna be an extra $20 for. And she said it real fast. I'm like, how you want it? You know what? I know I couldn't trust you anyway because you have one of those buns in your head. Ooh. You got one of those buns in your head. And no, and it's, you know what? It's not even, buns are sickening, but sometimes, and you know what? I hate to say, but she got the Ida B. Wells bun, but she's the evil one. She's the one that's up to no fucking good. Sidebar, I saw a clip. Oh my god. Let me blow my nose. So I don't have to keep, because I'm going to end up, like, injuring my nose. I'm keep squeezing it. Allah. Oh my god. What would I do? And I do not want to. Oh god. Oh my god. Allah, Allah, Allah. Child. Hopefully, it won't go crazy. Hey, it's like, why am I one of those people who love animals, but then I'm allergic to them? Okay. I think I have it under control. If I just don't breathe out of my nose at all, it won't, like, irritate my nose as much if I just stop kind of using it for a second. Show. Ooh, okay, so what was I saying? These bitches up here, this show, I'm like, this show is so offensive. I'm just watching it as background noise to see how many stupid things are these bitches gonna say. And I'm either the same age, a little bit older, or just barely younger than these people. So they may have been in their 20s here, but it don't matter about that because that means, bitch, you were in your 20s at the same time I was. And you still should have known better, bitch. You still should have known better. This one bitch came in here and was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm from Kenya. This white girl. She was like, I feel like I'm from Kenya and my titties are hanging to the ground. I'm like, come a motherfucking again, bitch. What? Here she go. This bitch right here. It's like, they be saying shit. I'm like, the fuck did this bitch just say? After one day, I thought I heard her wrong. She was exercising, and her trainer was a black woman. But she didn't know she couldn't slap this bitch into her mouth because she had a 30-pound wig on. And she needed to maintain service to that wig. So, of course, she's not going to slap this bitch smack in her mouth. Although, she did deserve. You know? Who the mother... What? You know? Oh, that's what we was talking about, the car, bitch. That's right. So, I already was feeling suspect with the whole excursion when the bitch came with no door handles. From that point, it was giving, okay, now, one thing is, bitch, you'll know me. So I really wasn't too concerned, because if the shit would have really got dicey, I swear to God, I would have went ham on this nigga. Now that I can rest assured. So I wasn't too worried about that. Like, could it have been for sure? It was more just the fact that it was hood. Like, and you know, my girlfriend, you know, she wanted to do everything 4 or 5 stars. So when the van pulled up with no door handles, bitch, definitely was like, it's raggedy, bitch. You know, but, you know. But yes, it was certainly raggedy. So, you know, we got up in there. And when we pulled up this bitch with this bun, that's what I was saying, right? She just had a look about her. She had a look about her. Where it was like, she knew what she was doing. It was just her whole look. I wish I could just, I'm trying to describe it. We have to do something tropical. This bitch got on kitten heels and like she had on this one, it was just something with her. Trust me. And it was the way she was coming across. I'm like, oh, this the bitch you was talking on the phone with who kept delaying and giving wrong information, said we were supposed to get picked up one place, had us picked up to another location, running behind schedule. No, damn well we got to be back to a boat at a certain time for less. These bitches, what? Pull off without us? Girl, I'll be damned. No, ma'am, no God. Ain't nobody leaving nobody nowhere. So we're not going to go there. Okay? So she was just definitely giving me a suspect energy from the rip. And when I heard her jumping off with them extra coins, I'm like, oh, she threw that in there real quick. How about this, bitch? Okay, because he going to pay you the money. So what you need to do is take these American dollars, bitch, and buy some new door handles, bitch, for your guests. For how you charging these prices, bitch, to a car where it's not even safe. Oh, because we're not in America. You can get away with shit, huh? You don't got to follow code. Oh. Well, bitch, please. Because look, so boom, we get into the boat. And in my head, I thought, well, this is certainly not clear bottom. Because it was, you saw the boat. Bitch, I saw this boat in Anaconda. Okay? This one of them boats you go down in Amazon in. Which, would I don't know. Because the piranha probably could shoot through this cheap-ass boat. It felt like a cheap-ass boat. And let me tell y'all, I almost died. That is true. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. I almost died on this raggedy-ass excursion, bitch. But God was not going for it, bitch. Because what happened? So we get in the raggedy-ass boat. and we, you know, we take off. And I forget their names. What was it? El Guado? It was El Guado and Thomas. I don't remember. But what I do, I remember how they looked, but I don't remember their names. But when we got to the first location, right, he handed us some fins to put on our feet, some goggles, and a snorkel. Bitch, when he handed me that snorkel, he pulled it out of some dirty ass water where he was calling sanitizer. And when I'm looking at the boat, I'm thinking, this don't feel believable to me. What? This could just be some water with some soap in it with some bubbles. But it didn't really, it wasn't giving me sanitary. I'm just telling you the truth about it. So I'm like, bitch, how many other bitches them put their fucking mouth on this? You know what I'm saying? Like, just because, like, so I was like, I was impressed on that snorkel. Because I wasn't trusting that they actually cleaned their utensils. Oh, God. And so, honey, I went into the water. And that's another part. And I didn't even think about it in the beginning. But they didn't offer us a life vest. And it didn't even cross my mind. Because I know that I know how to swim. But what happened was, bitch, when I got into the water, right? I know how to swim, but not with those fucking feet on. For the first maybe 10 seconds of me being in the water, it was okay. But within maybe 30 seconds of me swimming like how I would normally swim, but with those fucking feet on, those fins, I was completely and totally exhausted. I was like, this shit is making me, swimming with this shit on my feet is literally making me feel like somebody is holding my feet. Because it seemed like it's taking so much energy to do nothing. Like, I'm swimming, but these feet are, I feel like I'm using max strength and I'm not even moving. I'm like, so I knew then, oh, there's some kind of method to this that I don't understand. Because regular swimming with this shit on will get you killed. And I'm realizing, not only am I exhausted, I'm out here in the fucking ocean. Our boat have pulled off. Like at this point, he's not by us no more. Once everybody jumped into the water, he drove away. Not all the way away, but enough away that a person could drown before he could come back if he's not paying attention. And I'm knowing that. So now I'm saying, because they only threw out one life donut. And there were these little girls and their mom and their dad. And those little girls had life floaties on. I had nothing. I'm like, these little girls gonna have to like move over too, bitch, because they're not gonna. I respectfully, and I was calm enough to know, okay, don't just go snatching at it, but when they see me coming, they need to make room. Because I don't give a fuck. These little girls have flotation devices on. So I'm not going to sit up here and be like, oh, let me just drown because two little girls, fuck them little girls. Respectfully. It would be different if they didn't have no flotation device. Then it would be a different thought process. But the bottom line is they did. And I'm saying out loud, I'm about to drown. I'm saying this out loud. And as I'm saying it, no one is really reacting. So I'm saying, I'm struggling. I need some assistance. Hello? I'm saying this. I'm literally screaming this out as calmly as I can. Hello? I'm drowning. I need some assistance. I'm drowning. Mind you, now at this point, I'm exhausted. And I'm knowing I only have a little bit longer I can keep swimming. Because it's not even a matter of want. I can see that now. When people be drowning, it's not about that. Because if you're really exhausted in the water, you can just seize up. I could sense this feeling of total exhaustion coming over my body. Like, in a minute, you won't be able to swim anywhere. So you need to be smart about your energy. I'm like saying this to myself as I'm telling these niggas, hello? Like I'm saying that loud. Now, once the one guy heard me saying that, he's like, oh, calm down. Like, don't say you're drowning. But nigga, if I'm drowning, then that's what I'm gonna say. I don't give a fuck. I guess he didn't want me to disrupt the other girls who were enjoying themselves. So I guess he wanted me to drown peacefully, and quiet. And I guess once the excursion was over and they fished me out somewhere in the Atlantic, wherever the hell we were, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, girl, fuck you. I don't give a fuck. I took them fucking flippers off. These feet are what's the problem, bitch. Because first of all, you bringing this out here, and what I'm realizing is there actually was no real instruction. It's just, jump into the water. And it didn't even occur to me. I'm in the water with no life vest. So anyway, I see the little life donut, and I'm like, as I'm swimming over to the situation, and water is like going into my face and into my mouth. I'm like, a little bit more, and I'm saying, as I got close, I'm like, I need y'all to move over because I'm coming through, and we gonna either share this thing or they can get the fuck off. Period. Because I'm a full grown man, and these bitches have life vests on, like not life vests, but like floaties on. But they were very gracious, so that was a good thing. Actually, everybody on that excursion was cool. But you know me, I gotta explain to you what was going on in real time. So the boat came back around. When the boat came back around, I'm like, no, girl, fuck this shit. I'm good on this. Because I'm like, you know, I'm just a calm person is the reason why. But I really did almost drown. And in all honesty, everybody was very calm. If I heard a person saying that, my reaction would be more like to contribute, like hello, like to try to bring attention. But it was almost like people weren't understanding what I was saying. So it was, once that happened, I was good. But then they was like, oh, you could put like a thing around your waist, a life vest. It's a different kind, but it goes around your waist. So when that happened, I'm like, okay, I can get back in the water now because I'm not, especially I can see these people are not like professional. Like they're professional in that they can drive this boat out here, but there's no real training behind this. You get what I'm saying? Like, if a real emergency happened, first aid, like what are we really talking about? So it's not a situation where I'm about to gamble and be like, oh, there's people who know what they're doing on here. No, to a degree they know enough to get this job done, but not something life-saving measures. I'm not putting that kind of faith. But the bottom line is, everything went smooth after that. Well, once we got to the sandbar, which was a cool experience, is when we got lunch, and that's the funny part, because on the thing it was saying how we was going to get some kind of gourmet meal, and either it was going to be chicken or beef. And so that was funny when we got to the sandbar, and he was like, what do you think it's going to be, ceviche? Or I forget the other option. Like, I forget how we were saying it, but it was just really funny. Because these niggas came, they gave us a Mexican soda, which was delicious, by the way. And they chopped up some guacamole and served this guacamole and chips, honey, with some pineapple slices. And so it was delicious, but was it giving you ceviche? It wasn't a real meal. It was more like a snack. But it was delicious, though, I will say that. But here's the other funny part. So listen, when we got in the water, it was hella stingrays in there. And I was avoiding them bitches like the plague. Like, I can enjoy, we saw a big ass sea turtle too. That thing, it was really cool because once I had my life vest on and I can enjoy what I was looking at, I could see a lot of cool shit in the water. Okay. When we got to the part where the stingrays came out, everybody was real fascinated with them, and they, to a degree, are fascinating. But I kept thinking, this that same shit that killed Steve Irwin. And everyone kept telling me, no, it wasn't a stingray. It wasn't a stingray. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it was. Why am I thinking that if it's wrong? I was pretty sure it was a stingray. And guess what? When I came home, I Googled it, and it was a stingray. I'm like, I knew I was right about that. But the point is it was hella stingrays around. And I was like, chorizo. Yeah, chorizo and ceviche. Ceviche, the beef. Because we was like, I was thinking it was going to be the chicken. So I was like, oh, is it chorizo? Girl, we got guacamole instead. Come on. You come in. And so, honey, when them things came around, I said, oh, no. Because y'all killed Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin was messing with the stingray. I mean, it's not like it just came out of the blue. So that's the other thing. I'm like, okay, so maybe they don't kill you regularly. It's just when you start fucking around. But I just still was like, here's what is about to happen. When I see this thing, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And they were huge. They were very big. They were not small fish. I said, I'm like, mm-mm. Now, a dolphin, I could fuck with. A dolphin, it would be like, wow, oh my God, maybe a little bit of trepidation, but a dolphin I would be very open to. Stingrays and sharks, that's my homie, he wanted to see. And it would have been okay if that's what he wanted to see. I just didn't want it. That's not something, doesn't really appeal to me, you know. So then there was that, and that was a lot of fun, but it was not what he paid for. It was not. Because what he paid for was definitely, it was more like what the sisters got. They had a clear boat that was, looked actually probably more fancy than what the boat he was talking about. Because he was saying clear bottom. I think he just expected at least the bottom. Their entire boat was clear. So I'm like, was this the boat that we were supposed to have? And somehow we ended up. So listen, everything was cool with that. We did the excursion. But then the thing about it was, then these niggas was pressing over a tip. I'm like, girl, first of all, to begin with, I'm a struggling artist and I don't have the coins. That's that. But if I did have the coins, you wouldn't get them because, bitch, I almost drowned. I mean, I'm a good sport about the shit, but that was on my mind. Just because it's like, I can move on. Like, here's how I think about it. By the grace of God, I didn't drown. But I almost did drown. It's just, I was very calm about it because it wouldn't have helped me to be panicking and splashing around and doing that. But I actually did almost drown. You know what I'm saying? I could just move on past it. So, and you did not prepare the meal that you said on the ad. You didn't. You didn't do the clear bottom. You didn't prepare the meal how you said. I almost motherfucking drowned. You had a few jobs to do. You didn't have one to just get us there and to get us back. Yeah, that's a critical part of the job, to get us there safely and back. Yeah. But you also were supposed to provide us a clear bottom boat. But it is what it is. You know, I didn't pay for it. He did, so he didn't want the headache, and I can understand that. We were on vacation. Okay, cool. After that, what was it? Was Scarlet Night that night? I'm trying to think. But he was wore out. And understandable because we were out there in the sun. I think he even got sunburned at some point. But we were out there in the sun all day, in the water, drinking. Let me tell you, I was out there dancing right now. He had some other footage, but I didn't get that footage for the video. No matter. We were out there at the sandbar. I was dancing. And another boat was like, come, come, come. And their whole crew was like, now mind you, these people are not even connected to us. But they called me over and was like, what song you want to hear? I said, you have anything from Selena? He goes, yeah, we got something from Selena. Turns around and puts 50 Cent on. And I'm looking like, okay. So I just started dancing. He goes, you want a drink? I go, I'll take a drink. He makes me this delicious margarita. I take 2 legendary gulps, and what happens? My friend is saying, oh, we gotta go. Like, our boat, it's time for us to head back. But honey, I was making friends everywhere I went. It was a great experience. And I was high-fiving everybody, because it was just a lot of fun. And people were just giving me so much love, you know? They're like, oh, when we travel, you gotta come. And I'm like, I would love that. I had a great time traveling. And maybe, just maybe, hold on. Okay. If she weren't on me, I would just get that now, but I'm gonna let her be since she's comfortable. It was so much fun. Oh, the tip. That's another part. I started and didn't finish. So it was how they was pressing. They're like, oh, if you had a good time, make sure you put a tip inside the duck. It was like, all right. I knew I wasn't gonna tip because I didn't have the money, even if I wanted to. But my homie was like, "Oh, I want to tip. They did such a great job," and they did. They didn't. I mean, they did it to me an average job. A great job would have started off with the boat being as it was specified in the ad. They know this boat is not what they said, but okay. But honey, they chased him down for that tip. Oh, you're not gonna tip? You gonna tip the capitan? I was like, okay. Cause girl, I would have just told her, okay, I could tip you. Do that? They did. Okay, he wants to tip, so I'm actually okay with that. But the thing about it is, the ways in which he could have tipped, he had to go through all these changes, and they were getting impatient with him. And I'm like, girl, fuck these niggas. I would have. They starting to give you attitude, bitch. Please. They can clearly see you trying. It's not your fault that they don't have all the regular shit that people use around the world. Tell Capitan that. But he ended up figuring it out. Tipped the man. And when we got ready to leave, we get to another hostage takeover type of van. I'm like, the hell? So I guess just none of your vehicles have doorknobs. We just, okay. So, hold on, where's my lighter? She's sitting on me. She's sitting on the lighter. I'm like, Capitan wants tip, but Capitan don't want to provide safe passage for his passengers. Capitan, you gotta understand something, sweetheart. Okay? Tip. Put some door handles on here and we can see what we can talk about. Child. No, but he's not Spanish though. If you talking about my friend, he's not Spanish. I mean, I guess he could be ambiguous if he wanted to be, but if that was what their goal was, they had it wrong. Because he's absolutely not Spanish. So, they was barking up the wrong tree with that. Maybe he could speak Spanish because he does speak multiple languages. But he's more acquiescent than me in that way. Because I would have been like, girl, like if I was trying to tip you and you started making me think you had an attitude, girl, I would have been like, girl, okay, you know what? Actually, I got to get ready to go back to my hotel or whatever it would have been. I would have been like, whatever, sweetheart. Oh, God. Yeah, I would have been like, girl, please. And look, it did happen. Because, let me fast forward. This is fast forward into a whole nother part of the story, which is not even on the boat or in Cozumel. This is actually when I was on my way back to Georgia. On one of the layovers, I met this lovely young lady who I really dig her. I should call her and see how she's doing, actually. I like her. Anyway, she shared with me her weed, and we just talked. And it was these guys. At one point, we tried to go to the gas station, but it was closed in the beginning. But we were there so long that the next day came and the sun came up, and we tried again, and they were open. But on the way in, they was like, oh, we got weed. She was like, I already got my own pack. But thank you, baby. If they didn't want to let it go, but we got weed. You don't want to support our business? And they just kept talking, so I just went inside the door. I'm like, you heard what the woman said. Now, are you deaf? I have my own pack, is what the woman said. Now you being aggressive. She told you something. She said something like, oh, I got to get something, whatever how she said it. Well, when we came back out, the nigga come talking about, okay, so what you got for me? You told me to hold on. I'm like, what? Girl, you know what? Bye. Because honestly, everybody have a point where they don't feel like dealing with nobody's shit. I've been up dancing for hours, talking with this young lady about life. We're tired, we're exhausted, we want to get home. And guess what? I don't feel like hearing your bullshit, sir. So now we're walking back, we got all of our luggage. And he's like, oh, I thought you said you was going to feed me and get me something to eat. And I'm like, you was trying to sell her weed in the beginning. And she told you she didn't need that. She had her own. And then now you flipping the script talking about you told me to hold on because you was going to give me a sandwich and all this other stuff. And I'm thinking, she's broke, I'm broke. We all fucking exhausted. Get the fuck out of our face. Because it was just tired. And he was just like trying to guilt her and stuff and gaslight her, make her think she said something she didn't say something. She told him to hold on. She was going to get him a fucking sandwich. This woman never told you that. But she was sitting up there going back and forth and like, no, I didn't say that. No. I'm like, okay. So I kept walking. I'm like, okay. No. Absolutely not. This conversation is finished. I'm not going to keep going back and forth with her. Bitch, I'm tired. I'm not going to do that with her. I'm like, please. So I kept walking. And that's another motherfucking thing with this motherfucking bus. It's this old 1950s Grease Lightning reject, never made the cut, wannabe, driving the bus. And in fact, this same greased up, got his hair greased up like John Travolta. Like he's one of the Thunderbirds. Girl, you are tired. This same, and guess what? And he wears his pants all the way up to his nipple line. Which would be fine, because that could be a style, but bitch, you know what? You really do look like you're from that time period. Because this is exactly how they used to look. You look like one of those people. And that's okay. Bitch, but this nigga, I had him when I went to, where did I go? When I was coming back from West Palm Beach, I'm trying to figure out when I saw him before, because I know I saw him before. So, because I caught the train, where did I see this bitch? Because I know I saw, ain't no flipping way. You want to know what's insane? No, this is what's crazy. No, I didn't see him the first time in West Palm. I'm like, because I was on the train. No, you know where I saw him? I saw him on the West Coast when we were doing the tour in Arizona. This same bitch, what are the chances? I had him going from Phoenix to Tucson? No. Or yes. And who took us to Vegas? But we took that Flixbus. And that's why I saw this Grease Lightning. I knew I saw this raggedy hoe. I just couldn't place it before, you know what I'm saying? So, but I saw him on the bus. But he was on the West Coast when I saw him in the beginning. So, okay, boom. When I saw him this time, when I caught the bus, and that's another part. The trip started like this. On day one, when I was getting ready to go to West Palm, I get to this raggedy Greyhound, and I say, hi, you know, I've never ridden this bus before by myself, so can you give me some instruction? Oh, yeah, go in the seating area. Honey. And I thought, okay, so I guess they're going to call the number on the ticket. Oh, they call a whole other number, but with the last two numbers was the same. And I really should have went then, but I'm like, okay, the way she, go have a seat, she really acting like she busy and she not. Because, she just really wasn't. So anyway, I'm sitting there waiting. Finally, I get up. I'm like, you told me to go into the seating area. I've been waiting. She goes, oh, you still here? Your bus left already. I told this hoe. That's one of those moments where you see bitches go like over the counter and snatch somebody from in front of their post. Cause bitch, didn't I come and tell you that I didn't know exactly what was going on? You told me to go in the seating area. I went in the motherfucking seating area, bitch. I thought maybe they had called it, but I wasn't sure. Cause it was a different number than what was on my ticket. Cause when they said it, I looked at the ticket and I said, let's just say if mine was, I'm just making something up, A1258. That's too much. I'm not gonna remember that. The point is it was like them last two was the same, but something at the beginning that she said was different, and I was like, but I should have got up when because it sounded similar. But I'm like, not always trying not to inconvenience people, but see, that's the moment where I should have. But anyway, I was so aggravated because I was exhausted, and I literally had stayed up. I hadn't been to sleep because my intention was to sleep on the bus. And the main thing, you okay, sweetheart? You okay? You okay, sweetheart? Y'all, calm down and get out of her face. I'm coming. I'm not gonna be in here too long. So, yeah, leaving that excursion was another vehicle with no door handles, bitch. Which I'm like, but you wanted a tip though. Come on. I'm like, come on. So, Scarlet Night, I want to say was that later that night. My homie didn't make it out, but I had heard a lot about this night, and honey, I was not gonna miss it. And baby, let me tell you something. I jumped in the pool with my clothes on. I sure did. I jumped in the motherfucking pool. And niggas was jumping in the pool with their clothes on. I had the time of my life, and I never felt this way before. Yes, I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you. What? When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hits my face, and I don't know the word. It don't matter what's the game. When I think of you, and the world is alright with me. I said just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be. Come on, you guys, what's it gonna be? A lovely day. Yeah, it really was a lovely day. I had so much fun on this trip. Such an incredible time. Met so many cool people. Oh, and got that thin-haired, blonde, poltergeist-looking bitch out my house. I'll give her this. She left my house in good shape, so I'll give her that. Of course, the bitch didn't take the trash out, so she's still tacky. While I was gone, this bitch didn't even take the trash to the front because she's a tacky, whack ass, lazy bitch who thinks she got maid service. I hope wherever she goes, these bitches put their fucking foot up her ass and make this bitch clean up after herself. Because I'm like, I'm not about to argue with this Sarah Palin looking ass bitch. Girl, fuck her. Please. Not even worth my time. I don't give a fuck what this bitch got to say, what she got to do. You and your little 30 little mole rats that be running around, all 30 of y'all niggas come and get all this bitch shit out of my house. Take the wallpaper off the walls, take everything, get out. Couldn't wait. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, let me figure out how I'm gonna get this money some other kind of way. Or if I had to do another bitch, a month-to-month bitch, and get out my house at the end of the month, and I can figure it out again next month, bitch. Fuck all these hoes. Ooh, child. I'm just really tripping out about how stupid people can be sometimes. One of my coworkers, and I love him down, he was like, do something Terrence Howard, and he was like, oh yeah, did you see him on Joe Rogan? And I'm like, no, I didn't. And he was just like, oh, he's so smart, he's so this. And I mean, maybe he is smart, but there's also something to him that's full of shit that I can just see is so apparent to me. And sometimes when I'm witnessing that, it's funny to me that people can't see that. Because he was just like, oh, Terrence is this. They after him because of whatever reason. And I really like this guy. But when I watch the video, I'm like, ooh. He'll say something that makes sense, but it's just something about him that to me reads disingenuous. For me. And like he's full of shit. And maybe he's not. But that's how it read to me. And I'm like, ooh. And then of course we can't forget, something came up on my timeline today. And this is what made this pop into my mindset. It was talking about Wanda Smith. About how that was really clickbait, because that clip what you're saying is not a new clip. And really, what Wanda had to say in that clip, what she was saying, I already said, I already knew that was the case, without her having to say that. But again, you wanna know why? Because people are fake as hell. And in spite of actual eyesight evidence, which shows you, I'm like, you bitches don't know how to keep it real. I don't give a fuck. Anytime that come into my mind, I'm gonna say that, because that's how I feel. When that case comes up, I think, here's another one where the public got it so wrong. So wrong. And this was the opportunity to really show you bitches meant business, and you don't. And you don't. Because on the case with Wanda Smith, she marked all the boxes of what people like for body image, for blackness, for womanhood. You get what I'm saying? In a male-dominated industry, she just checked off so many boxes. You know what I'm saying? She was full figure. It was just a lot of things where she was representation. But to protect this man, people really vilified her and made that interview into something that it really wasn't. Coming from her, it just wasn't true. Oh, she came after him. I'm like, y'all, this shows me what's wrong with us right here. Because you can't even keep it real. So just because you can't keep it real shows me what's wrong with us. Because you should be able to see that this is very wrong. You can like him. You can be his fan. You can be whatever you want. But if you can't see what bad behavior is in real time, or even if you didn't get it in real time, when you watched it again, you tell me even now, you listening back at it, and you can really see what's happening. You tell me you don't understand how he is dead ass wrong? Dead ass wrong. Oh, no. She asked for it. She didn't ask for it. But you want her to have asked for it to make what he did was okay. It wasn't okay. And anyway, when the clip came up on my timeline today, and I was playing it as it's playing. I'm reading into the comments, and I'm like, so people are just still to this day stupid. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Just stupid in real life. Like, that's really is a thing. You know, because that word exists for a reason. Stupid. Because some people actually are stupid. Is it the nicest word? No. Does it apply? Sure. Can we say it doesn't? It absolutely applies. How can't it? How shan't it? Girl, we know that it does because these girls, what? There's a bird or whatever squirrel family living somewhere. Like, girl, I can't. It's just one thing. I'm like, where's that coming from? Is that bird family? Oh my god. I told y'all that one time that squirrel fell into the house. I said, oh my god. Why do I have to deal with this right now? Why? I don't feel like dealing with this shit at all. And then, of course, they walk around. I'm like, ugh. What it is because they love each other, I think they're like more or less non-violent. Because they didn't try to kill the squirrel. Even Anais didn't. At one point, the fucking squirrel, not even quickly, but casually, I wouldn't call it casual, but slow enough that any one of them could have caught the squirrel and killed it if they wanted. But they kind of ran after it to smell it and then just let it go away. I was like, I think it's because they accept each other so much and are used to a different, like, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder what would happen if we had a bird. That would be too fucking much. Sometimes I feel like it would be bird shit everywhere, and I'm like, no. But then once I have the bird, I'm gonna be loyal to the bird. So even with the bird shit, I'll keep the bird. I'm like, sounds like a headache. Was fun and legendary. It was. It was. Yeah, thank you. Well, I didn't want to hold you guys too long. I just wanted to come in, pop in, say hello. And I think I'm going to game a little bit, wind down, and prepare for tomorrow. You know, I have so much I need to be doing right now. So, what time is it? That's not too late. Yeah, I don't want to start any like major work though. Not yet. All right. Listen, you guys. I love you very much. Thank you so much for tuning in. I need to take these babies out. That's another thing I need to do too. So, thank you for tuning in. I'm going to wind down. That was some pretty good weed. I'd say that was some pretty good weed. All right, listen, I love you guys. Catch you on the flip, yeah?